I mean, first off, to state the obvious, great atmosphere tonight. It's really fun to see what this building is capable of when it has people in it and it has great energy. Students were fantastic. I appreciate the students coming out and the energy they brought. Just a really good college basketball game with a great college basketball atmosphere for sure. And give Cincinnati credit. I mean, that's a top 20 team for a reason. By far, Wes's best team since he's been there. They're athletic. They have terrific guard play. They're shooting it at an incredible clip. We did a really bad job, which I'll get to in the second half with that. But you still got to make them, and they do. And they got multiple guys doing it, and they're not even playing with their best player right now, probably. And so that's a team that can really go deep in the NCAA tournament. I think if they're playing well, we get the right matchups. And so tough challenge. Second top 20 team in 4 games. I did feel like we competed at the level that we're more accustomed to and want to play at. Here that we feel like we built in this program for about 26 minutes, and then let them get loose for some threes, and then just did not defend near at the level that not only are we capable of, but you have to in a game like this. I mean, for them to get the number of threes off and make and shoot 73% in the second half, I mean, that's just not going to get the job done. But I thought our guys fought, as evidenced by dominating them on the glass, including 15 offensive rebounds, which was great to see. Weren't a lot of fouls called because of how the teams both played defensively. Great officiating crew tonight, but we still shot more free throws than them. So in terms of physicality and effort and competing, real step for our guys. But I told them in the locker room, like, it's still not okay because we didn't put a complete game together. You might put a complete game together and not win, especially when you're playing a top 20 team. We've got to put a complete game together, and it's not just the new guys. It's everybody, and so we've got to do a better job as a staff of figuring out how we can get them to do that, because tonight was a step, but we're still not there yet.
Coach, only 3 turnovers in the second half after pretty many in the first half. Did you have a specific message to your team about just kind of playing more efficient?
I mean, I think, in general, that's the thing that's frustrating. People talk about adjustments and what you say at halftime all the time. Like, just be stronger with the ball, man. Like, so many of them are not anything special they were doing. They were aggressive. They're very physical, especially on the perimeter. But, we just lost the ball a few times. We had guys dribbling into traffic, which is something that we've been working on ad nauseum, and still had it happen a few times tonight. And so I think we played just a little bit smarter with better spacing off movement in the second half.
How much emphasis was put on rebounding after last week, and how you like that effort tonight? Yeah,
it was, but again, we're talking about our team with the matchups we had. Florida State's the second biggest team in college basketball, like statistical fact, out-rebounded them. Purdue's huge and definitely a top 10 team in the country. Tied them in rebounds, but had 15 offensive rebounds against them. And this is a huge team that's going to be at the top of the Big 12 and advance in the tournament, and out-rebounded them, including 15 offensive rebounds. So, the issue isn't rebounding, the issue is doing it, right, and playing with that. And I think where we've got to continue to grow is that, we have to play like that to be good. We're not good offensively right now. We're going to get good offensively as some guys settle in, but we've got to play that way in order to be our best. We've got to be that good defensively, and it's the reason we've won here. And so, again, I think a step with that rebounding tonight, and how we played for about 26 minutes on defense, but just still not a complete game yet.
Coach, what did you notice in the first half that helped keep it competitive?
I think in general, the guys were really aggressive, in the first half. And let me say, the St. Vincent, finally played, well. And, it's hard to come off an ACL injury, right? And it's hard to come off an ACL injury and play the competition that we've been playing. There's been no easy nights or possessions. Everybody's either top 20, Power 5, or, pick to win their league or top of their league. And so it was good to see him aggressive in the first half, and if he plays better, we're going to be better for sure. But I think you can find some positives from a lot of people. I thought Keenan Tishere was really active, grabbed the ball, 8 rebounds, scored some, looked really comfortable offensively as well. And Trey played very physical and had some good finishes. And so there's a lot of good to take away. We just still have a lot of room to get better.
With those turnovers, I thought your transition defense was really good tonight. What do you think there?
Yeah, again, other than defending the 3. And not rotating in the second half on some plays that we wanted to force them to make. We wanted the ball to go inside, to be honest with you. We, felt like, we've got a choice between them shooting threes or driving with their really talented, gifted guards. we'd probably rather their bigs try to score and make a play, and we didn't rotate. We gave up a 3 on a skip out. We gave up 2 drop-off passes that are, day 1 rotation stuff. And so, again, that's on us as coaches. We got to get better defensively. But, we've been good in transition defense all year.
First half, you got them to take the shots. It looked like you wanted them to take. Second half, they got the shots they wanted to take. What was the difference?
Again, I just think honestly we just kind of lost it for a little bit, right? And they had 3 threes literally where the guys were like they were so wide open they almost hesitated for a second, like am I this open? And just lack of communication and being locked in. And again, that's where we need our older guys to settle in a little bit more because they're involved in that some. And the first 2 that 41 got in the second half were those kind of threes, and then he shot one over top of Dan where Dan just lets him dribble and rise up and shoot. When game plan from for 3 days has been don't let him shoot at all, don't even let him get one off. And so those are the kind of things that again you hope you get better at, but with the competition we're playing, if you don't do it, the game's going to get away from you. That's what happened tonight.
Sam really got going there in the first half. Where's he at? How far along is he? How comfortable do you think he is out there?
Yeah, but from a health standpoint, he's great. I think a lot of it's just comfort. We'll see if playing well in this level of competition and atmosphere, helps that. But I think a lot of it is just confidence that you can go do the things that you've always done and make the plays that you made. I thought the fact that the first basket he hit, we drove the ball and just rose up into that pull-up shot, which is something that we thought we had to take and make tonight. The way they defend ball screens in the middle of the floor, that was great to see. That was great to see. And so he's going to get there, and then this team's going to get there. I'm really excited about where we're headed. We're just playing a level of competition right now that we can't afford to have the lapses that we're having.
Coach, when you look at stats, like second chance points, fast break points, bench points, you really stuck with them. You talk about how this is undoubtedly a top 20 team. What kind of morale and confidence boost does that give to you and your guys?
Well, again, I think that's where it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? We're never okay with losing, and I think if we continue to do the things we did for 26 minutes, let's see what happens down the stretch, right? And we didn't do that. That said, I think we've shown in all 3 of our power games when we play well the right way that we can play with anybody. And I don't think there's anybody in our locker room that thinks that that's not the case. But we've got to be able to do it the right way. First and foremost with defense and taking care of the basketball, and we've got to do it for 40 minutes, which again we didn't get done tonight.
With Randy, is it kind of just a confidence thing right now to get him back at the level he was at toward the end of last year? What are you seeing there?
I'm really glad that you asked that. I don't think Randall has any confidence issues. I think Randall's got to get locked in on being the defender that he's capable of making 2 loose balls tonight that he didn't come up with. He's got to start making those plays. He's a scorer, man. A scorer and a gifted offensive player. We want him to. We want him to go score the ball. I'm telling him at timeouts. I'm telling him when he runs by me during the game, hey man, let it fly. Let it fly if you're open. But he's got to get committed to making the little plays that lead to winning, that are going to make him a more consistent, more impactful player for winning. And the other stuff will come. He's a gifted offensive player and a guy that never lacks confidence.
Coach, for Sam, did you all see a matchup that you liked, or do you just think he's becoming more comfortable after the injury?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. We wanted to play in the middle of the floor a little bit more against these guys, and we felt like there were a few matchups maybe that Sam could have some success with. But I think the biggest thing is he just played much more aggressive and confidently tonight, and was able to knock some down and get to the rim a little bit better than he has been.
Coach, you only shot 3 threes in the first half. Was that more of kind of your game plan to not shoot as much from outside and take it inside?
Well, we wanted to attack inside out, and one of the things they do, if you look at the stats, they're one of the best teams in the country, literally at taking away 3-point attempts and defending the 3. And so, because they can guard individually really well, they don't give a ton of help. They don't get in rotation a lot. They really, what we call get home to shooters. So the kind of drive and kick, easy step in 3 is just not there that much. And I think Wes and his staff are doing a terrific job of that, because they were really committed to that tonight and did a good job of taking them away. All right, thanks.